Okay, so I filmed one video and I thought this was going to go a little bit different of a direction when I started filming. But let me show you how to get Ubuntu 23.04 image for a container. They are out, but as of the moment, as of today, the 25th of April, we're unable to get these images at this time. So let's take a look at what I had to do to get this image and a little bit of what I tried first, because I did try to get these in a standard way inside of Proxmox. So here's our Proxmox web interface here, and I first started out by going to local, and you can see my image here where I actually was able to download it. And I selected CT templates and went to templates and then did an Ubuntu search, and you can see that 23.04 is not available for us yet at this time. That's great. Okay, so I've been waiting a few days for it. I might be waiting a little bit more impatiently than some of you other people for this, because a few weeks ago, or at least, yeah, about a few weeks ago now, a viewer got me back on a Nextcloud kick, and I've been looking at some of the different speeds between containers and images and VMs. We actually have an episode coming out within the next week where we look at speed testing the snap instance in a container of Nextcloud to a VM instance in deployed with Snap. So anyways, I'm interested. We saw in the desktop version some speed increases with Snap in regards to Firefox, and that was pretty heavily celebrated in the desktop version. But I'm wondering if the tweaks made to Snap to make Firefox run better also might apply to Nextcloud. So I've been pretty interested in that. But back to the video here, we aren't able to download this. So the next thing I did was to check the Proxmox documentation here and try a PVAM update command, which is the update. I remember this back from the Proxmox 6 days. We used to have to do this all the time, where nowadays we just do this through the web interface. But this used to be the standard process for downloading a container template back then. So you can see right here, I executed that command. I got an update successful, and then I checked the availability. Now I came down here and found a giant block of Ubuntu, but no Ubuntu 23.04. So what that's telling me right now is that it hasn't been released for Proxmox yet. So the Proxmox team hasn't baked it in. They haven't done the updates required. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't get it. And you can see right here, welcome to Ubuntu 23.04. We were able to get it. So containers inside of Proxmox, and if you've watched some of my other videos, are built on top of a software called LXC, or LXD nowadays, but LXD is also built on top of LXC. And by the way, Docker even used to be built on top of LXC. It's no longer. But anyways, enough with that little bit of a history. You can check out some of my history on Docker if you want to hear a little bit more information about that. We do have a video that talks about some of that history. I went over to Canonical's website, and I have kind of a bookmark on this so I could easily find it. But it's us.lxd.images.canonical.com/images is where you want to go. So right here. And then I kind of moved through the file tree, and I was able to find the 64-bit cloud version of the LXD template that could be used for 23.04. So then I built on some other information that I had learned in a previous time, where we were able to copy in this rootfs.tar.xz file and deploy it. So what I did to do that, now that I found my file, and by the way, this is the this right here is the entire path from the us.lxd.images.canonical.com file structure that I went to find this file. So it is right here if you guys need it. If I forget to put a copy of it in the link in the description below, I'm sorry. You can get it out of the video. I'll try to remember to put a link though. Anyways, so I right-clicked on this rootfs.txz file and I copied the link image, just like we would if we were downloading an ISO or something else. Now I came back over, went to local, went to CT images, download from URL. I can paste this in here. And when I hit query URL this time, I'm just going to get that rootfs because that's the file we're downloading. So I'm actually going to have to change the name. And I'll change it to video this time. Now, at that point, I actually went ahead and downloaded the file, and I didn't even hash it because I was too excited to try it. And that's bad practice. So we're going to set SHA 256 here because I did see the sum was in 256. And then I'm going to click on the sum file right here and copy it from the top one, which if you notice, it's the rootfs tar xz file that we're downloading. And I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it in right here so I can make sure I check the file. It's good practice. So there's the file downloaded and everything's good to go. Now you can see that image right here came in right above my other image. And then I'm just going to go create CT. And I'm actually basically going to fully follow this process through like we normally would. I'm not going to do anything special. Give it a name. Give it a password. Confirm the password. Next. Select my template. Notice I am selecting the one that you just saw me download. Select my disk information. I'm just leaving defaults. Select DHCP today because, again, I'm not worried about configuration. And hit finish. We're going to build our image. And task OK. So we finished building our image. We're closing out. You can see it's 107 that we built. And this name comes up here in a second. There you go. Ubuntu 23 video. You saw me create it. We're going to hit start. And we're going to open our console. There you have it, Ubuntu 23.04 running on Proxmox. And just to prove to you that it is working, we'll run the update command and we can run upgrade to install a little bit more on it. There you have it. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's video and are now able to start using Ubuntu 23.04 from the Canonical image libraries. As always, have a good night.